Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 3 of World of Escabur, Morter's Travels. Almost forgot the name of the title. So, some upgrades here. I was thinking of showing you guys the dice rolls because typically I was just doing it in front of me here on the table. But again, I've been having trouble connecting my camera that's mounted here to the top. I don't know what's going on with that. But uh, I thought I just showed you on the screen, and below me is our location of Mortar on the map. So we still have the whole view here of the Escabur Islands, but obviously the little Google pin mark there indicates where Mortar is currently. And the behind me is location of most of the episode. If we go somewhere else and I don't have an image ready, I probably won't even bother until the next episode. So with this little dice roller, it's just roll the dice. And because to switch dice, you basically use these controls here. If I want to do the D100 for an Oracle question, I'll just do that. And there's our Oracle question. So, but typically we'll have the D6 and the two D10s, and then we'll just roll it. So, or I could use the two D10s as the Oracle, ignoring the six. We'll see. So, where we left off, Mortar needs to find transportation to make his way, and I'll show you guys here, to most likely the next settlement of Arlok, which is again the very top center of the North Island. But right now we are right here. And I do have the book here, the Lodestar book. I've been improvising with the rolls. I've been ignoring the moves in the book, but I might use the moves today. We'll see. Really, the face danger move kind of encompasses a lot of things for the most part, while the others are very specific, like camp, reach your destination, undertake a journey, if I don't forget to use those. So, Mortar is looking for transportation. He will most likely have to go to some stall, rent a horse, or ask for a favor. I think most likely he's going to um, I think most likely Mortar is going to ask for a favor, which could lead to another vow. So let's do that just for the fun of it. So basically, we completed the vow. Father taken search for clues. Ask around. We asked Moss, who was his kind of informant of the city. She kind of goes where the money is, the gold is. Um, she's not really honored to one individual crime family. She works on she works in all branches of the government. So let's say that quickly Mortar goes back to his the headquarters for, I almost forgot to use my book here, the Frost Hands, I believe. And I do have these again. I do have these little notes here. Yep, the Frost Hands is the crime family that Mortar and his father worked for. So he will. I'll say that there's really we can roll for it if there's any trouble that he runs into. Let's ask the Oracle. Like, does he encounter anyone that's a problem, basically? I'm gonna say 25%, which might seem low at first, but let's try it anyways. We're using the two D10s. Left is the first digit, right is the second digit. Okay, that's a 91, so that's a significant no, which means he gets back to the headquarters, the main building, without any trouble whatsoever. In fact, he gets there in due time, in uh, very fast, with enough time to spare. So he gets back there, and he's asking around, perhaps people that Mortar's father, Damien, has worked with periodically or the most often. And I'm trying to look at like relationship moves to see if any of these qualify for this moment. Because I'm thinking Mortar is a low-level thief. If we look at the Frost Hands as an organization with some bureaucratic setup, which it really doesn't have one, but there is obviously a boss, and then there are going to be some commanders or captains of sorts. And most likely he's at the bare bottom, and he's only in here because of his connection that his adoptive father has. So his father again raised him, or his adoptive father raised him, taught him how to do what he does, taught him to do what he does best. So I'm thinking that how is Mortar's reputation with even his own kind, the Frost Hands? Probably good. You know, he's still alive, means he's doing something right. So we're gonna ask the Oracle here. How well, how should we ask this? We can say a simple question, like, is Mortar's reputation with the Frost Hands good? 75% chance based on the current conditions of things, the current climate. 75% chance. Remember, left is right, or left is left, right? 59. That's a yes. That's a weak yes, but that's still a yes. So maybe a few officials, a few of the higher ranking individuals in the Frost Hands don't really like the whole father-son connection. Like he's spoiled. He got in here because of connections. But ultimately, most of the individuals in the Frost Hands group, the crime family, like Mortar to an extent. Some acquaintance, perhaps they don't work with Mortar that often, and Mortar likes to work alone because this is a solo campaign. So I'm gonna see which would be best here. Let's say Mortar just finds someone he knows maybe he knows someone through his father. He talks to this individual. Let's not worry. I'm not gonna worry about names or the background of his character. This will just be just any random person that Mortar's father, Damien, has worked with. So he goes to the first person he sees. He enters the building. They're probably sharpening their tools. They're just prepping for some big beer run. And I think either compel. So compel basically says when you attempt to persuade someone to do something, envision your approach and roll. So charm will be roll plus heart. But again, because he works for this organization, he doesn't necessarily need to roll anything. But if the individual's busy doing something, this might be a bother. It's an inconvenience for this individual. So we got to do another oracle question. Is this individual busy doing something? Again, sharpening his tools, forging some, or sharpening his weapons, forging some tools, preparing for something. They're doing something, obviously. Let's say 75% chance because it's probably midday, which I'm not really tracking time of day, but 75% chance. That's a 66. Okay, one more six and my whole computer probably would have exploded. Now, oh yeah, I rolled a six. So yeah, 666. I rolled a six. So I had to pause and record. I paused because I was laughing pretty hard. So because of the 666 roll, this is not a rule in the game. I'm going to basically give my character a momentum because this is not an impossible roll. You know, these are all numbers on each dice, but I'm going to give my character a momentum boost because this is technically it's evil, but I'm going to let it benefit him. I'll give him plus one momentum, so now he's at six, which is also, I just realized there's a six momentum out of 10. So we have four sixes in a row. Lucky number. I should probably get one of the poker cards here. But yeah, there we go. We have, ironically, I have a six on momentum, and we have three sixes on the dice. So a 66%. That means yes, this guy is busy. It's a weak yes, which means it's closer to the percentile. So he's almost done kind of what he's doing. So I might give a plus one on this roll, depending on what I can do here. Compel. So basically, Mortar's trying to compel this individual to help him gain access to transportation, whether it be a horse, a carriage, transport through some caravan that's probably leaving town here soon. It can be anything. We'll figure that out after this roll. So we're rolling just with this. Charm, pacify, barter, convince is heart. Our heart is two. Threaten or insight, we're not doing that, even with the three sixes. Lie or swindle, there's no need for that. We are friends with this organization. So it's going to be heart. So rolling plus two. I'll do a plus one more because it's near the end of this guy's task that he's doing. So we're doing plus three in the total roll here. So here we go. I rolled a So 5, 6, 7 over both. That's a strong hit. So 5 and a 1, that's a strong hit, thanks to our 3 bonus. Even with the 2, yeah, even with the 2. So the bonus doesn't really matter. A strong hit, they'll do what you want or share what they know. Take plus 1 momentum. Take plus 1 momentum. If you use this exchange to gather information, make the move. Well, let's just say he knows what we can where Mortar can go to get a horse. So I'm going to get plus 1 momentum to 7, again based on that 666. All right, great. So we're not doing too bad. And while he's here, he's going to stock up on supply. Again, our supply is down to plus 4 from earlier. So I'm looking to see what would be a roll equivalent to that. Undertake a journey. This is what we're doing. Resupply. Well, because we're in an area that is familiar to us, it is our home base. It's our safe house, basically. I'm going to let him resupply back to 5. There's really no reason to roll for this. But we are technically undertaking a journey, which is to Arlock. So this this individual we've been talking to tells us we can find a spare horse in the back at the stall. I think that's called a stall. Hold on one second. Yep. Just making sure that my brain's on it's working correctly here with recall. Okay. So it's in the back. We get a horse, and now we're on our way to undertake a journey. Now, let's go ahead and position the marker somewhere just outside of Corewood. There we go. And we have to roll for this. This is Undertaken Journey. This is a new, um, I'm going to erase the father taken, search for clues. I'm going to erase the other ones, the box I filled out. I did give myself one experience point, which was accurate. I didn't look at the rules before that, but looking at it before recording today, you give yourself an experience point equal to the ranking of the difficulty ranking. So troublesome is 1, dangerous 2, so on and so forth. So this actually might be a little harder, but we still have the extreme, our background vow, our main campaign vows. So father has been taken by unknown forces. I'm going to basically first mark something for that one for extreme. So I'm going to flip the book back here because we have made progress. We know he's most likely going to Arlock, and we need to get a horse. We got a horse. So I'm thinking that's probably at least maybe we're leaving a settlement, a waypoint, essentially. So I'm thinking that is actually going to qualify for 1 tick, 2 ticks that extreme is. So progress tracks, when you mark progress. Now I'm thinking also, all right, I'm going to mark 2 for father has been taken. There we go. And now we're making a new one. This is a sub vow for our main campaign vow, and we're undertaking a journey. So when you travel across hazardous or unfamiliar lands, set the rank of your journey. Now, it's not incredibly far, but it is through the tundra. It is through the cold north. We have transportation. That is an advantage. It is not on the other side of the world, or at least on the North Island. This is perhaps maybe a day or two of travel. So let's say it is formidable, perhaps. That is one, well, no, that's probably too much. Let's say it's dangerous. That's basically 2 boxes, 2 progress per waypoint, perhaps. Trying to think if that's, yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to highlight dangerous, and then basically seek or go to Arlock will be the title. Go to Arlock to find father. And then we roll for it based on how things start. So for each segment of your journey, roll plus wits. If you're setting off from a community, Roll which you share a bond, which we do. So I'm also going to my bonds are still a little confusing to me, but my bond right now is shares shadows of Corewood. We work in the shadows. Moss could be another bond. I'm going to do that. So I'm going to add Moss on there. She's the other character we met earlier. That's another tick. I know bonds is always each bond is a tick. Uh, so Corewood could just be the bond itself. Doesn't necessarily be shadows of Corewood, but basically we have that. So we're rolling for which you share a bond +1 for initial roll. So rolling plus wits. So I have wits of 3, and then the plus one's 4. So we have 4 total on this next roll. This the this will set our ooh, that's 6. That's a weak hit. Shoot. Okay. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's a miss. You are waylaid by a perilous event. Pay the price. So okay. Well, not a great start. We have to pay the price. We gotta figure out what that means for us. So I'm going to suffer. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Pay the price is back here on fate moves. So we can pay the price. I can choose one or I can roll one. Um, let's roll. See what happens. I'll let you guys know what I land on. See, I make sure I have the correct window chosen here. So we're going off the 2d10s here. 50. A new danger of foe is revealed. Okay. So we're leaving Corwood on the horse. And oh, easy. There's an enemy of our father's, and he knows where the son. His father owes him a debt. Easy. That is just like perfect. So a new danger foe appears. All right, let me get the what is it? Our foe generator ready here just in case. Fighting a foe rank. Okay, so these are some misfits, enemies of our father, and maybe this kind of explains how we got to the outskirts of the city without really any trouble. So let me move our marker just a bit outside. There we go. Okay, we're on our way out of the city on horseback. We have our supplies, a big bag that says +5, and we approach a few individuals. Let's say let's ask the Oracle. How many, is there more than one individual? I'm going to say 50-50. I don't really know. Is there more than one individual? 50 or less is a yes. Yes, there is 26. Let's say there's two. So there's two individuals who are holding some weapons or they ambush us. And so let me get a tracker for this potential conflict. Okay, so I'm using this project tracker worksheet, which is I think is available in the Play Kit downloadable PDF, if I'm not mistaken. We have two individuals. These are probably just going to be low-ranking individuals in an opposing family. Let's say it's the Colds fronts. So they're both just common enemies. These are not like maybe these are rivals to our father, and they've been looking for him. Our father owes them a debt of sorts, or got into trouble with them, or got in the way for something. So I'm going to mark two troublesomes. Maybe I should use one tracker for both enemies, perhaps, or should I use one tracker per enemy? Common enemies. Hmm. Let's do two. Like I could combine it, but we did roll a miss. I, yeah, we did roll a miss. So I'll keep this sheet here, have my character sheet in the middle, and have the book, because obviously I'm trying to um, correct myself in using the book today. And this is basically foe one and foe two. That's it. They are members of the Cold Front and fighting the foes. So with common enemies, troublesome enemies, they get 3 progress per harm, but they inflict 1 harm on us. Remember, we have 5 health. We'll see how this goes. I do have our little assets here. We have blade bound, which is once you mark a bond with a kin blade, which we didn't do. So I need to forgot to do that. You know what? Hmm, I forgot to do that. This would have been very helpful here. Let's say I have to. I'll keep that on standby for now. But anyways, duelist is a useful one for this moment. If you wield a bladed weapon in each hand, when you strike or clash, you may add +2. If you do, decide before rolling, inflict +1 harm on a strong hit, and count a weak hit as a miss. Okay, so you're kind of putting more effort into a strong hit, but if you miss, oh no, basically a weak hit is a miss. Okay, we'll see how that works. This might be the first time I'm using, I think, duelist for combat. We also have the ward. Ward is pretty helpful. That is when you walk a white circle sprinkling the ground with salt. That doesn't really, we can't really do that right here. So duelist will be on standby for now. Okay, so we're fighting a foe. This is our first, I think. We almost had an encounter in the last episode. Those two patrolmen, but we fled. We we escaped. Now, let's see. I'm trying to find the correct page here. Combat. Enter the fray. Clash. When you enter the combat, set the rank of each of your foes. Okay. And facing up against your foe, roll plus heart. We already determined they're both troublesome. Now, you roll to determine who is in control. Face off against your foe, move into position against unaware foe, which we didn't. Ambush. We were ambushed. So I said that earlier. I got to stick with it. So, ambushed roll. I mean, I do have 7 momentum, so this could come in handy here shortly. Roll uh, plus wits for ambushed. We have 3 wits. 3 wits. Okay. Let's roll for this. 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh. Okay. This is where momentum comes in handy. That's a 6, 7, 8. That's a miss. That's miss for both of them. So quite challenging roll here. But 6, 7, 8. We're not striking or clashing, so I can't use my asset yet. But with 7, I can turn that into, I believe, a strong hit. I spend 5 to increase that. I believe I'm doing that right. So if I reset it back to 2, I'm spending it all the way to 2, to 2, which means it's a strong hit. I hope I'm doing that right. Like, fingers crossed, I'm doing that right. Enter the fray. Okay, so on a strong hit, take +2 momentum. You have initiative, so we are first. Okay, so despite the ambush, we're now +4 momentum. We have the chance to strike. This is outside the city. We're not in the confines of the city, so we're not really abiding by the laws of the city. The laws instilled by, practiced or interpreted by the governing body of these very people. So we're going to strike. Well, let's see. Strike again. My first time really using these moves here. Let's distinguish the two. We have strike. When you have initiative and attack in close quarters, which is not really close quarters, roll plus iron. Clash, when your foe has initiative. Okay, we're not doing clash. Once per fight, you may risk it all, but turn the tide. End the fight, which we're not. Battle. When you fight a battle, it happens in a blur. Envision your objective if you're primary. Battle could be possibly here. Fight at a range. I can assume my character has a bow of sorts, but if we're on a horse, we were ambushed. Let's say we're pushed off the horse. That counts for the last prior weak hit, the miss. Not this one, the one before, for the whole undertake a journey. So we're doing a strike. Let's say we're up close to them. All right. Roll plus iron when you have initiative attacks at range. Roll plus edge. We're attacking in close quarters. We're up close to their face. All right, on a strong hit, inflict 1 harm. All right, let's roll. So we're attacking with iron +2. We're not actually. That's not our most. That's not our best attribute. But here we go. +2 on this roll. 3, 4, 5. That's a strong hit. So, um, Oh, I'm a dummy. I forgot to do duelist. Ah, shoot. Okay, I can't. I had to call it. My mistake. I forgot about the asset card. Ah. Anyways, well, it did hit anyway. So that is a strong hit because of the bonus 2 iron 4/5 over the 3/4 roll there, which means that is going to be take you retain initiative. A strong hit inflict 1 harm. So I'm doing 3 boxes for the first foe, like so. Make sure I get all my ticks in there. There we go. So that's 3. I think I'm doing that right. Let's see. Yep, 3 for troublesome. 1 harm equals 3. Yep. So just to clarify here, foes, commonly 3 progress per harm. Yep, it's basically in reverse. So got it. All right. We still maintain initiative. We're going to strike again. This time I'm going to use the asset. If you wield a bladed weapon, let's see, when you strike or clash, you may add +2. If you do, decide before rolling. I'm deciding before rolling right now. Inflict +1 harm on a strong hit. Count a weak hit as a miss. Okay, I'm keeping this right here in front of me. So we're adding a total of 4 on iron. So 4 on iron. Here we go. We retain initiative. Oh my, that is great. So it's 10, 7, 8, 9, 10. A strong hit, which means it's an additional harm, so we harm 2. 2 harm for the first foe. So that's 6 boxes total. Yep, 3, 6. Yep, that's true. So basically, um, foe 1 is 9 out of 10 boxes. Does he have to be completely filled to be taken out? Let's see here. Standard 10 boxes, we strike. Progress. When you fail to defend, if you're appropriate NPC, you decide to take this action, end the fight. So end the fight, which we're not necessarily there yet. We're halfway there, almost halfway there, 40%. Okay, so on a strong hit, we still retain initiative. So we're gonna roll again. I'm gonna use. Can I use an asset twice, more than once in a game? I'm gonna say yes. So I'm inflicting 2 with iron. That's going to be 4 total on this next roll. 4 total on this next roll. Oh, well, yeah, we missed. Okay, so I'm going to spend momentum to count. Well, I hmm, count a miss counts as a weak hit, but then we will lose initiative. So what I'm going to do is use momentum to pay it. I have 4 momentum right now. I'm going to pay 2 to increase that to a weak hit. So that means the miss still the weak hit inflict harm, which is 1. So I take out the first one, and let's say I'm going to carry over the other harm to because a weak hit with my asset counts with a miss. Actually, it says inflict plus harm on a strong hit and count a weak hit as a miss. So I read that wrong. So basically, count a weak hit as a miss. It's basically giving all the effort to strong hit. Weak hit, you're effed. So that's why the asset kind of is double-edged sword, pun intended. So I did inflict harm, but I can't count it. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna kind of house rule this moment here, or hack this moment. I will let I will let that hit count based on the rules, not entirely from the asset. But I'm not going to carry over the additional hit, so that's not a strong hit. So I messed that up, but I'm going to roll with it, pun intended. Also, so the first individual falls dead on the floor on the tundra landscape, the snow, and we lose initiative now. It is a weak hit, but we lose initiative. So now it's a clash. The foe has initiative. When your foe has initiative and you fight with them in close quarters, which we are, roll plus iron on a strong hit. All right, so now we're defending essentially, and I can choose one out of if I roll a strong hit, bolster your position, take +1 momentum. You find an opening, +1 harm. Okay, strong hit, we have initiative. Weak hit, inflict your harm, but then pay the price. Your foe has initiative. Miss, you're outmatched, pay the price, your foe has initiative. Okay, so we're rolling plus iron, and our iron is 2. So we're plus 2 on this roll here. Plus 2 on iron. That's 4. Okay. Yeah. So I can spend momentum to turn that into a weak hit. I have plus 2. I'll be down to 0 though. I'm going to do that. I'm going to spend 2 here to count that as a weak hit. So it's, oh, no, it wouldn't matter. It's, yeah, 5. Never mind. I'm not going to do that. Yeah. All right. I'm not going to do that. So it's a miss. We fail. So on a miss, you're outmatched and you pay the price. Okay, so now we have to pay the price. Initiative is still on the bad guy. And this guy is a little more troublesome. Pay the price is just over here. Let's see. Battle results. Pay the price. Let's roll for it. See what happens. Uh, 21. Your action has an unattended effect. So we're trying to defend ourselves. Unattended effect. We get hurt. I mean, we take 1 harm. I'm assuming. On a miss or you're outmatched, you must pay the price. Your foe has initiative. Right. So 21. Your action has unintended effect. We were trying to strike back, but we failed. So we take 1 hit. I'm assuming that's probably what is happening there. So yeah, I guess it could have been worse. Unintended effect. I just don't know how to decipher that. Maybe you guys do. Comment below about this very moment. Be sure to timestamp it so you know what you're referencing. Like, what would you have done interpreted that? I don't know if he dropped his knife or like he cut himself by accident or he actually takes a blow. I don't know. For now, I'm gonna just keep it going here. All right. So the foe has initiative. Let's see. When you fight a battle, it happens in blurred vision or objective and roll primary. So I'm trying to figure out how battle is different from the others. Now it says to turn the tide. Once per fight, you may risk it all. You may steal initiative from your foe to make a move, not a progress move. When you do, add +1 and take +1 momentum on a hit. If you fail to score a hit on that move, you may suffer a dire outcome. Pay the price. Ah, wow. Okay, I have +2 momentum still because I corrected that. I'm going to try to turn the tide. So when you do, it says +1. If you fail, when you steal the initiative, I'm going to risk it all. I don't know. I'm not sure how that works. So when you steal initiative from your foe, make a move, not a progress move. You may do add +1, take +1 momentum on a hit. Okay. So are we just doing a strong, weak hit if you fail? All right, I'm just going to do a roll here. This is +1. Just risk it all. All right, here we go. I have momentum ready if I need it. 3. Okay, so we 3, 4, 5. So it's a weak hit. Let's say it will be a see, it doesn't detail how a weak hit is rolled here. The stillness from your foe. Make a move. Okay. Well, I'm gonna say that we do take initiative, but yeah, it's hard to decipher. All right. Well, let's just do it. Let's just go with the strike, but maybe we can't use the asset anymore. That will be the circumstance. That's how I'm interpreting this strange turn the tide moment. So it works. I'll give my guy 1 more momentum too. I'm not sure if I'm doing that right, but I'm just going with it, to be honest with you. I'm not going to use the duelist asset at all for the rest of this fight because of that, my misinterpretation of this roll. Anyways, let's say we have initiative. We take the fight back, and we're going to strike plus iron on this roll, +2. Here we go. +2. Oh, nice. 6. Oh my gosh. 7, 8. We missed both. But I'm going to spend momentum to turn it. Oh, that's right. It's doubles. But I'm spending momentum. Actually, just all I need is 1. So I'm back to 2 now. So that's 3. So 7, 8, 9. That exceeds both. And I think when you roll the when you roll similar matching numbers, I think that basically does something for you. I'm just trying to find that. Here we go. Burning momentum matches. So a strong hit, which we now have, 7, 8, 9. So we rolled a strong hit. We're still initiative, FYI. Oh, let me detail +1 harm to the guy. +1 harm. I retain initiative. So that's 3. Boop, boop, boop. And then but matches, a strong hit. The match represents a twist in the narrative, something interesting or a new opportunity. Okay, well, let's roll the Oracle here. I'm using the Oracle, not the one-page mythic, but the one from the book. So let's see. Something happens with let's roll action first. 35. 35 is falter, and then the theme of this event, 83, judging by that position there, 83 is going to be religion. Falter religion. Well, we don't really know if our character is religious at this point, if it has to do with religion or belief. Falter belief. The the morale drops. Here, okay, so here's how I'm interpreting this. The remaining foe number 2, literally taking a shit in his pants. He cannot believe that uh, we were able to hold on to this long in the fight. He's losing morale. Falter belief, falter religion. He's losing morale. It's kind of similar. That's how I'm interpreting it. So he's losing morale, which means even though we still have uh, initiative, I'm going to give a plus. I'm going to give momentum +1 more momentum to for that. That's how I'm interpreting it. Okay, let's strike again. I don't know what else we can do here. So, yeah, let's roll. +2 iron. Uh, Another okay. 7, 8. We can't match the 8 there, so it's a weak hit. A weak hit inflicts your arm and lose initiative. This is a basic. This is a basic attack. So like this is just like traditional D&D. We strike, move on. So we do another harm. And that's a weak hit, but we did gain that momentum from earlier. I guess I could use momentum to increase that to a strong hit. That'll be 3, 7, 8, 9. I'm thinking about it. Yeah, let's spend momentum. I'm going to burn momentum to turn that into a strong hit, which means basically that's a 9, 7, 8, then 9 over both the dice, challenge die. Strong hit +1, we inflict harm, and we still maintain initiative. Okay, so the foe is mortally, almost mortally wounded. He's desperate, and I could end the fight when you make a move that to take decisive action and score a strong hit, which we just did. You may resolve the outcome of this fight. If you do, roll the challenge dice compared to progress. Momentum is ignored on this roll. On a strong hit, the foe is no longer in the fight. They are killed, out of action, flee. Let's do this. I do like this. I want to at least try all these moves out as much as I can until I start crying about it again. End of fight. It's a progress move. So our progress is 6, and I have momentum. I have the reset momentum at 2. So what I'll do is try it. We're rolling with 6. We're knowing the dice roll. This is a progress roll of the remaining individual. 3 and 6. It's a weak hit, but I can spend momentum. I can spend some fate points as it would be in fate to up that to, let's see, 7. So spending one momentum, if I'm doing that right, I think. One momentum, that's how I'm going to do it for now, to turn that to a strong hit. What this means, the foe is no longer in the fight, they're killed out of action, blah, blah, blah. and appropriate to the situation. Your intent. Ask the oracle if unsure. Does the let's see. I usually just use my own percentage. I don't really go off the books. It's kind of close. Yeah. Does the foe flee? Likely. 26 or greater. Oh, actually, that's backwards. And yeah, actually, mine's backwards. So 75 or less, 75% chance he flees. That's a 96. He does not. Okay, it's a strong hit. So he doesn't flee, which means he's dead. I mean, that's a strong hit. Not only does he flee, he can't move. He's dead. So yeah, it's over. I'm gonna say he's killed off on that strong hit. All right, we had our yeah, we had our full fight. We only lost one health. We used quite a bit of momentum, and I think I did that right. I really hope I did. But in any event, that was amazing. Really liked it. So that will qualify for, I think, a tick in our dangerous because we're on our way out. So let's say we're about here. We're on our way. And I'm going to mark, let's see, that is 2 ticks, I think. Yep, I'll qualify for 2 ticks in dangerous. So we dealt with that. And let's see, it's 40 minutes. So I typically record within half an hour to an hour. So I think that's good. So we defeated a couple of stragglers, some remaining a remaining obstacle from Corwood, and now we're making our way out into the wilderness, the tundra of the North Escabur Island. Again, we're basically at the top side of the map. We still have a lot of North Escabur to explore. So, yep. Okay. That's really it for now, guys. This was, I have to admit, I do enjoy the moves. I was very stubborn as usual, but thanks to a few my commenters um, recommending that I use the moves in this one. I'm going to continue to use the moves. So I do like it. It it does guide you. It guides you through the river to your location, and I did indeed do it. So I'm going to reset my momentum to 2. We'll have to heal, so we lost a health. But we'll do that in the next episode. So, as usual, I forgot to do this in my last episode, but I'm gonna close off with notes for myself. Basically, we didn't do much actually in this. Oh, we did some stuff in this episode. Basically, we did 2 major things. We inquired about getting a horse from our contacts, and we were on our way out. But because of the pay the price, we dealt with a few remaining stragglers from the Cold Front syndicate. There we go. This was episode 3. Hope you guys enjoyed. This was amazing. Again, everything is in theater of the mind. I'm not really doing anything on paper here besides, well, on a map, a battle map. I think Ironsworn works really well with just theater of the mind. That's at least how I'm perceiving it. So thank you for watching as always, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.